this is a concept regarding Amazon Alexa, giving it eyes, giving it facial features. Essentially, it gives it a more advanced look with eyes, sound waves for a moving mouth. The clip's gone viral. People are saying Amazon should implement these types of innovations into Alexa and make it a little bit more interesting. Some people are saying that's just a bit creepy, and perhaps that maybe it's a bad idea. Interesting one. What are your thoughts, chaps, on Amazon Alexa having eyes? Jason, what would your take be?
Brilliant. Love it. Yeah, I think this, I was talking about it earlier, and I think it's something that's quite close to my heart, I guess, is this idea that the robots are kind of entering our world, and I don't really want us having to change the way that we operate constantly, or to adapt to how the robots want us to work. And I've got Google Home. I've played with Alexa. The software, the work that's going into speech recognition, again, it's one of those things, isn't it? The innovation comes and it takes longer than you realize or you think at the start. And so all of these bits of innovation, I really, really like the idea that it's kind of it gives it a character, that it's kind of more adapting to the way that we like to interact with individuals. I guess there's things where a lot of stuff in speech and conversation is down to body language. Humans just do that, right? So having sentiment built into to a facial expression or something like that, I think helps with communication. So if a robot can look sad when it's telling a sad story, there might be a bit of an uncanny valley. But I think that having that kind of empathy in your life with the things you interact with is good. Yeah. So I'm all for it. And this particular video, I think he goes into some decent detail about the kind of the technical journey getting there. It's very DIY, and I really, really love that. And it's nice. It's one of those things where I think anyone watching that's into tech can learn a lot about how to build stuff, which is super cool. So I'm all for it. What a fun project.
I like it, and it's nice to see like an outsider, like not Amazon like releasing this, like first an outsider going, hey, this has been the same for 5-7 years now or something. Let's try and innovate this product category a little bit. There's two reasons why I think this is gonna probably become a thing in the future. Firstly, is Amazon have actually already kind of been trialing something like this with Amazon Astro, which is a £1,000 Alexa on wheels. Basically, it's an Alexa, stick some wheels on it, stick an iPad screen on the front of it, or a Kindle screen, whatever they'd call it, and it's like a mini robot, but it's got eyes, kind of like a face. It didn't really, it was a gimmick test run, but when they can get that down to like a couple of £100, and figure out a more of a mass version, then that really could be the evolution of this. And then secondly, we did another story on the podcast recently about Alexa being able to pretty soon mimic your loved one's voices. So if you speak to it for a minute, it listens to what you sound like. It uses a neural network to create a fake AI version of your voice, similar to the Beatles story, and then it can then play that back to you, and you can make Alexa sound like different people. So if you've got the eyes, you could give it a personality, give it a name. I could see this maybe becoming a thing. What's your take, Yara, on the Alexa having eyes story?
Sounds creepy, to be honest. I mean, with the voices of the loved ones, because to be honest, my girlfriend, she still doesn't really like Alexa. I mean, she doesn't talk to her. I'm up for that, but can you imagine? I can't even imagine my girlfriend walking down the stairs and then seeing this robotic thing flipping with the eyes, and she will definitely won't be happy. But on the other side, it also shows how Amazon devices, Alexa devices, are not meeting the needs of the market, because I actually had to disassemble and hack mine as well, because I have an audio system, and I do use it for playing music from Alexa. Yeah. And there is a problem when you put something into the jack port. Okay. It will basically put the sound through the jack port, so you won't have ability to change it to the built-in speaker. And I had to overcome that thing, because sometimes I want to plug my audio system into it and play it from there, and sometimes I just need the speaker of the device itself. So that's one thing. Another thing, yes, there's definitely a future, and I can't remember the movie that I saw where there was a projection of an assistant like walking in the flat or in the house. And I believe this is the future, because like robots are cool, but I would probably use them for automation. But whenever you need some companion or some assistant, you would definitely want. You don't need really the physical bit of it. So
yeah, more of a digital clone avatar sort of thing.
Yeah. What do you want? Do you want Cortana or C-3PO?
I want Cortana. She was much more attractive than the C-3PO. Yeah, C-3PO for doing my plumbing, maybe.
Yeah.
But for, I mean, I'm a married man with a child, but for friendly companionship, smiling, laughing, playing, and then Alexa and Cortana all the way. I think Cortana was actually, that was a Halo one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did Microsoft call it Cortana on Windows?
No. Yeah, their assistant, their digital assistant.
They just copied.
Cortana, yeah.
Clever. Yeah. Okay. That clip was actually sent to me on LinkedIn. So if you enjoy the show and watch on LinkedIn, feel free to send me clips on there as well. Handles on the screen, getting all the plugs in today. Amazon, should they go for this then? Like in a couple of years, predictions, are we going to be seeing Alexas like they are right now? Like, I mean, it got smaller and smaller. It kind of started as like this like power brick thing, and then it kind of went to this like little mini, I think most people have got like a little dot or a home or whatever they call it, and obviously Google and I know Apple have re-released theirs, and that's much more of a beast, like a speaker system. I think they've done like an AirPod, what do they call, what's the Apple one called? I can't remember, but they've called the Air something mini or something now. Everyone's got one. All the big tech companies have got a smart speaker. Are we going to start seeing them fleshed out a little bit more? Are we going to start to see eyes? Are we going to start to see hands? Are we going to start to see features like this? Should Amazon implement this idea, this recommendation? Jason, what do you think?
I think there's still an uncanny valley. You know, we've talked about how creepy it can be, and I think that's true. This guy built one himself, and it's got a cute kind of, and it speaks to my Star Wars used universe kind of aesthetic. So I don't think I'd find it creepy. I'd find it funny, and it's so obviously robot that there's no kind of like weird,
it's cartoony almost
space. And I think that's really hard to do, and I think it's going to be especially hard to do because the speech recognition, the language thing, it's just not there yet. For you to be able to talk in a natural and conversational style, you know, you really have to adapt the way you speak. You suddenly have to switch into a different mode, which is command-based, with all of these devices. And with what's happening with ChatGPT and those sorts of language models, I think as soon as that starts to really embed itself inside those systems, I don't think we're going to start to see any of these kind of anthropomorphism, you know, skeuomorphic kind of like things in the real environment type of adaptations, because it will just feel super creepy and clunky. And if I have to ask my Google Home like 8 times to play a track on Spotify because it just can't get what I'm talking about, I don't really want to be in an environment where I'm asking it to like get me a glass from the kitchen and it's bringing me back over like what's happening, like it's getting it wrong every time. So I think that the language models have to get really good, and Microsoft are really pushing that, but they're like Cortana is probably the least spoken about system there. So it's really interesting. The next 5 years, will it happen with Alexa or Google, or will suddenly there be some other player that jumps
Siri
in? Siri or something like that. I mean, I don't know, but it's definitely on the way, and I'm excited to see it again. Like a kid grew up with Star Wars, man. I want droids around.
Oh, me too. That'd be the ultimate fantasy, right? What about yourself, Yarrow? Should Amazon put eyes onto an Alexa device? What do you think?
I mean, whether should, I don't know, but if they will, definitely. So I see it coming for sure. Yeah. The other thing that I am a bit afraid, and I'm not really keen on, is the fact that probably they will add a couple of cameras there to do the telemetry and all this stuff, and you have a little spy that can be then hijacked by some criminals or like some hackers.
I've already got a bunch of like Ring devices in my house, so that ship has floated for me. But
so that's kind of what is a bit scary to me. At the same time, yes, it's definitely going to happen because people want that. At least it looks like people want that, and people want more. And Amazon also needs to deliver some features that will be interesting to the customers to start selling better.
Yeah.
So yeah, it should be powered with AI, as you mentioned as well, Jason. So that will enable the whole new spectrum of different things with that assistant. So that's the future.
Yeah. Amazon own Ring, don't they? But yeah, so they could just create the Alexa Ring, and then the eyes are your camera, your home camera. So there's an idea. But yeah,